Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Tim Aslan here with a crypto update. Guys, it's been a few days, and if you recall in the last video, we were looking for that move to take out these lows, and it played out absolutely perfect. I hope some of you guys caught that move, but we got a huge move off of those lows, and now we tested this downtrend right here. For now, we're rejecting. So I wanted to make this video because we have a big next few days ahead. Specifically tomorrow, we have FOMC. There's a 94% chance that rates will not be cut. So it shouldn't be that big of a news event. However, Powell will take the stage and talk. And whenever he talks, the market certainly moves. So let's get prepared for that. And let me give you guys some scenarios for that. So firstly, we had this big move down the last few days. Oops, let me get this one so you all can see my mouse. I hope you guys have been enjoying the 4K video quality. Let me know if that's all good. But anyways, we've come down from up here, and that was actually the value area high. So in the previous video, we had this drawn out. You all knew where the point of control was. You all knew where all the big important volume areas was. And obviously up here we rejected from the value area high, and that also happened to be this downtrend trend line right here. So now we have a new weekly open, which is up here. We have our previous weekly open, which turned into a weekly level. And what a weekly level is, it is simply a red candle turning to a green candle, or vice versa. Up here, it's the green candle turning into a red candle. So if this closes red like this one would also be a weekly level. They tend to be strong bounce points, at least in the small term. You can see that this one reacted quite well down here. And so we bounced from it so far. Now also, that was at the value area low right here. Just missed it on this Binance perpetual chart. I know on the Binance spot chart, it did hit it. But my prediction for now is I think that we will have one more additional low. This could be today. This could be tomorrow during the news. But I'm looking for this golden pocket to be hit. So there is a strategy that I like to trade, and it's essentially where when we sweep liquidity, which we did here, we get a strong move up and change structure, and then we retrace, and we tend to retrace into this golden pocket area, sometimes as low as the 786, and then we continue up and break the high that it put in. So that is my main scenario right now. I was getting ready to enter that trade on this low, but it looks like it front ran me here. So it's always possible this could just go up from here and I don't get my entry. That's fine. But I will be patient and be waiting to see if it comes down one more time. How I would take this trade is I would enter at the 618. I would put my stop loss either at the low if you want to be safe, or a little bit below the 786. Now in these volatile moves, there can be wicks. So it is usually best to put it down here on Bitcoin. On NASDAQ, I tend to do a tighter stop, something like this underneath the 786, just because there's usually less like scam wicks. And we usually tend to respect that pretty well. But with crypto, as it's not as much volume as the stock market, we tend to get some crazy wicks. So something like this. I also posted this chart on Twitter, so make sure you're following there, because I'll be updating it there before I update it on YouTube. Now let's look at the smaller time frame. You can see once we did bounce from this area, we are rejecting short term from the point of control. That's that big volume area. That's not what we want to see here. Obviously, we want to flip back above this and hold it as support. On this initial move down, you can see we did hold it as support, and then went up here, swept the liquidity. This was around the time New York opened right here, and then we got that big move down today. So yeah, now let's give you another scenario. First of all, if this low does hold, by the way, I do expect a new all-time high, and that is my target for the long. Now, if we do go down and, just crush straight through this, the next area of interest is, like I mentioned in the previous video, that if this area did not hold, the most likely spot is a rotation back to those previous all-time highs down here at 112,000 US dollars on Bitcoin. So those are my only two scenarios. It's very simple. Either we hold this area here and go up to new all-time high, or we come down, retest previous all-time high, and then go back up to make the new all-time high. Very, very simple. As these candles develop and as we get news this week, I'll come on here and make another video. But that's pretty much it for Bitcoin. I haven't looked at ETH or XRP yet, so I'll look at it right now. Hey everyone, real quick, my favorite exchange, BitTuneX, is doing a deposit bonus campaign with our YouTube and Twitter. And as you can see, if you deposit just 2,000 USDT, you're getting a 20%, which is a 400 USDT futures bonus that you can trade with. So if you have money lying around on another exchange and you're not already on BitTuneX, I don't know why. BitTuneX is the #1, no KYC, no VPN needed exchange in the world. They have audited proof of reserves every single month. They have 150% of the Bitcoin they need, 110% of the ETH they need, 105% of the USDT they need. So they are fully funded, fully backed, and have the best UI UX out of any other exchange I've ever been on. And I've worked with BitGet, I've worked with Bybit, I've worked with BingX, I've worked with KuCoin, I've worked with every single exchange. I can honestly say BitTuneX is the best, and it is my favorite. And right now, if you're not already on the exchange, you can get a massive deposit bonus. So take advantage of that now. It is expiring on August 10th. So I'll leave the link below, and make sure you take advantage of that, guys. So the TR pocket ended up getting front ran here on the short. However, we came back into the range and are now holding that point of control. This is kind of nice. We have some liquidity sweep here. I would like to see ETH hold back above this and continue its uptrend. The World Liberty Financial Company actually just bought $1 million of ETH last night. So I'm wondering what they know, if potentially we'll get a breakout. But obviously Eric Trump is not the smartest, because he told everybody to buy down here. Price moved down. Eventually he was right. Took a little bit of time. But yeah, the other thing I could see on ETH, if Bitcoin gets one more move down, is we could pull a golden pocket from this low right here, and then potentially just like retest around this area. But nothing as concrete as what I'm seeing on Bitcoin. ETH is a little bit shaky for me in this area right here. Now let's check XRP. XRP looks decent. This looks like the golden pocket area. Let me check. Yeah, so originally had the golden pocket right here. And you can see we had a nice bounce from that. Moved down below it, swept the liquidity, and now holding above again. Let's see some volume on XRP in this range. Yeah, so very similar to Bitcoin, where it held the value area low, but now rejected from the point of control. So this will be very important to watch. I could see one more additional low into that 786 before I move up. It's kind of interesting. It looks like we got a fake out to the downside. if you want to pull a trend line like this, you can see we were holding this trend line, holding it, went down below it, probably got a lot of breakout shorts, and then came back above it. So that's pretty interesting to see. But I think just like ETH, these alts will really depend on Bitcoin and what Bitcoin decides to do. In my opinion, it is most likely we do get this move down to our area and go up. That is what my most likely scenario is. However, if we do break that low, we are prepared to be patient and wait for that previous all-time high. Another chart I did share on Twitter and I wanted to share with you is the total market cap chart. And this will be the last chart of the video. This chart performed a perfect back test of the previous all-time high. Check that out. Just wick right below it, and then came back up. And this was really interesting. You know, it got so close to a new all-time high, dumped back down. But actually the point where we're bouncing from is that golden pocket, which I was really expecting and hoping that this golden pocket would get hit at the exact same time as Bitcoin's golden pocket. But however, Bitcoin didn't quite reach it, whereas this one did. Now that's fine. We may potentially go down to that 786. I'm going to pull some volume on here. I'm pretty curious to see that as well. Okay, interesting. Yeah, this looks just like Bitcoin and XRP, where we're rejecting from that point of control in the short term. This one missed the value area low, just like Bitcoin did. So in order to hit that, we could get that final little low on alts, and Bitcoin matches up here with the 786 and this big volume node, and then shoot up and hopefully get our new all-time high. So yeah, guys, that's what we're expecting. I see a lot of bearishness on Twitter already, even just from that small dump. I know alts got a little bit more crushed, which was unfortunate. If you guys hold alts, real quick on Doge. Doge swept this low. We did that triple circle right here. That does look nice. If Bitcoin holds, I would expect Doge to do very well. We're holding this volume area right here, the value area high. So Doge is another good one. But yeah, anyways, that's the video. Let me know if you have comments or want me to look at any coins. Make sure to sign up with Bit2Next for the best future trading experience. And I'll see you all in the next video.